This is not sanctioned by the Lakers.
That's the pat I was looking for.
There it is.
It's a new day for the basketball fan. Gone are the days of the NBA being fantastic. Gone are the days where an educated fan was valued. And just when all hope seems to be lost, and the fight and the light gets low, a new show with all the old school values has risen from the past to give the presence a piece of what once was. Our mission is simple: to unite the fans that understand the game. Create a brand that gives those educated fans an umbrella to stand under when it rains nonsense and side flipping. Our battle cry: professional players deserve professional fans, NBA and G League. The new era of the educated fan has begun, and it's based on facts, accountability, and being human. Some call it a fan club. Some call it a bunch of courtside season ticket holders networking and hanging out with Dwight Howard.
Welcome home, Dwight.
Oh, thank you.
Some call it friendship. But whatever you call it, the universal force of energy that can't be stopped and the evolution of the fan is here. This is your chance to be part of history, and it's called the proFANity Nation. Are you ready to be part of history? Welcome to the future, welcome to the studio, and welcome to the show. My name is Benji, and to my left, who needs no introduction, but I'm going to introduce him anyway, the double South Bay and LA season ticket holder, Mr. Jeff Sims.
How you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to proFANity Nation.
Who had a wonderful night last night at South Bay. We'll tell you all about it. And who else went? Well, to my right, the one and only Stat Pat.
Hey, what's up, guys? Stat Pat in the house. And once again, trying to make you guys proud.
He always does. And to his right, the anchor of this motley crew, as they say, Mr. Michael Cox, the cookie time engineer of perfection.
Yo, this money on the mic. You know, we're going to make it good.
There it is.
And now that you know who we are, you need to know why we are here. We are sitting here for the Laker fan, the educated Laker fan, the Laker fan that gets out of the seat and makes noise, the Laker fan that cares beyond the stats, into the heart, into the players, into the culture. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about South Bay Lakers opening night. Who wants to start?
Absolutely. South Bay opened their season last night at the UCLA Health Training Facility. Excellent atmosphere. Crowd is great. Team didn't win. We'll discuss that. Definitely could have played better. But overall, the experience in the building was wonderful. It was excellent.
Yeah, I was actually pleasantly surprised. It was my first time being at the game. And to see that it was jam-packed, I mean, we actually had, celebrities. We had Dwight Howard. We had Alex Caruso. We had Bradley. Even met Kurt Rambis, so that was pretty interesting. I really would urge all fans of the Lakers to go check it out. It's great, great fun. Not a bad seat in the house, and you will definitely have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Michael was there right next to Pat.
Yeah, I was right next to Pat. I had to tell Travis where to get his man. 'Cause I don't know what he was doing. He's over there looking, hey, get the man in the corner. And he ran over there and got him, So, it was good. It was really good. We had a good time last night, and I'm glad to be a South Bay Laker season ticket owner.
Well, speaking about Travis Ware, man, Mike Henry was basically taking him to the rack, to the school. I mean, It was really not a good. It was not. He was in.
It wasn't an inspired performance.
No, not at all. I mean, that's just putting it mildly. But I mean, it was actually.
Well, would you care to run these guys through the gauntlet if you'd like to? And we'll start from the top and keep them or lose them. If you were play GM for the moment, how about we start with Norvell, who had the Mr. Crossover in preseason. Who's going to keep him?
I like Norvell. He didn't necessarily perform great last night. He had some good moments. But I really like Norvell, and I like what he brings. I like what he brings to the South Bay, but I like what he could bring to the Lakers. When we saw him in preseason in a Laker game, he performed really well. Shot great.
Yeah.
So he has potential, and I'd like to see where that goes. So he's a keeper.
Pat, number 21, Norvell. Keep him?
Yeah, I like him. I actually do like him. Like I said, he didn't have the best game. And when Gary Payton came in, you can see kind of like where we was kind of lacking in that department. But he was actually pretty good. I do like him, and I think that he's just going to keep growing. I mean, he's just building off of the preseason, with the Lakers. So
true.
Yeah.
Michael?
Yeah, I like Norvell too. You know, he's consistent. He's actually a little bit more consistent than somebody's making about $8 million. We're not naming any names. You know, he goes by initials though. You guys can figure it out, man. So
I think it's interesting. It's interesting to see him play. It's a little, like you said, it's a little young in the season after one game, but you can tell who's got heart and who's on a paycheck. And this guy Norvell seems a little bit, and like what we saw from a lot of people, a little deer in the headlights. First game of the season, home opener, new team, new Laker girls. New front office, new.
There are new Laker girls.
So yeah, 16 new Laker girls
16.
out of 17, by the way, out of 19.
There are actually 22 total.
And
Laker
only
girls.
2 from last year's.
And 16 are new.
So we didn't see the B squad last night.
No, that was
No. That's
So
squad.
I was
Those
explaining.
are
I was
legits.
explaining to Pat. The B squad are the beautiful young ladies with the purple
shirts
t-shirts
on, yeah.
You know that were basically, they go, hey, you didn't make the team, but if you want to be part of the team, you could come and pass out T-shirts and flyers.
I think actually they serve another use there too. I think they actually help with other things, but
They actually help with account management and a lot of different things. There's a lot of opportunities within the Lakers organization, but I don't live anywhere near there, so I can't work there. But man, what a great idea to get in there and try and go for one role, get another.
Oh, just get in.
I do like that building.
Yeah, that's how it works, though. You know, internships. You know, Puffy was an intern, and
Right?
Just get
right?
in there. Just
So
get in.
you get your foot in the door in LA, you get your foot in the door.
Yes,
All right,
right.
so let's get some really quick yeses or nos. Taylor Horn Tucker.
That's a big yes for me.
Yeah, he's
yes,
got to stay.
yes,
I
he was
mean,
good.
Forward.
Pat has some breaking news right now in regards to him.
Yeah, actually, he's going to get called up today for the game tonight against the Toronto Raptors. He's
Really?
Been called, and he should be on the bench.
What's your source on that?
Well, South Bay Lakers, the Twitter feed.
Okay.
Nice.
It's
So nice to
official.
see that's active.
Yeah,
It's official. Yeah.
Nice communications, great. Well,
Okay.
good
let's-
opportunity there for him.
Let's really, everybody's chiming in. Let's talk about Devontae, the DC superhero, Devontae Kaycock. He looks like he's got some heart, and it looks like he's got the body to keep up with the bigger type of players.
Yeah, he definitely likes to get in there and bang a little.
6'7".
Yeah, and was not intimidated. I mean,
He got some hops too.
Yeah, that's what I know. He's got some hops, and they the blue OKC Blue last night. They actually had some size on their team. They were kind of
They had a 7-footer.
They shot.
Yeah, and he was in there battling with those guys. So I do like K-Cot a lot. But actually, I was gonna say, with the exception of Gary Payton,
Junior was the
Jr.,
highlight.
Then with the
He was
highlight,
the
he was
standout.
my second one I think that stood out a lot for me.
Well, if we're talking about standouts, I'm going to have to go with Demetrius Jackson, the couple 3-pointers at the end. He never gave up. It's the heart. I hate to measure everything by heart, but it's just,
That's how I measure everything.
and if you don't have the passion, then, it doesn't matter how many you make. You're never going to make it in the clutch. And the fact that he never gave up, and Peyton, Gary Payton the second, and I wish we could call him something else the first, because his dad never blocked anything like that. That was like one of those old Kobe Bryant spike blocks. And
Shannon
that happened
Brown's.
maybe
He was
10
up.
feet
He
from
had
us.
hops.
Yeah.
Also, during the T-shirt toss, which nobody ever sees during commercial break, this little girl didn't get a T-shirt, and so Gary Payton second came over and got her a T-shirt and gave it to her.
Personally
And
handed it to him.
it's championship caliber type of stuff like that I'm really hoping rubs off on the other guys. Not sure why the people are still not. It's new. You're not engaging with the fans yet. That engagement word seems to be a real tear in the rift with the Lakers organization. They definitely get PR. Lakers have the best PR you could ask for in any brand.
Yeah, but it's,
When it comes to engagement, now let's talk about the tacos. People didn't see the tacos. The large cardboard tacos. They're
I
passing.
think there were inflatables.
In this, right? Or inflatable tacos as a game. It was very interesting.
As far as what we're talking about, is during timeouts and such involving the fans a little more. Historically, during the South Bay games, when there would be a timeout, kind of everything would stop and you just kind of hang out and talk. There weren't a lot of the typical fan engagements that would happen at a Laker game where they're still keeping your attention drawn to a subject or some sort of entertainment. So they're starting, this first game at least, they started to introduce at least a couple different things that hokey, fun, it doesn't matter, but it's keeping the fans engaged while the game isn't going on. So it was a good step in the right direction.
I agree. Did everybody else have a good time?
Yeah, overall it was a good time. It definitely was a good time.
Okay, Dwight Howard, though, I mean, first of all, he's done really well for the team.
I think somebody's going to be
Well, we
saying
got
sorry.
time. We got time. January 21st is a long time away, my friend.
But right now,
basketball years.
Right now, I think the way he's performing, you'd be happy if you can keep this up. You'd be happy.
Hey, I don't even think that's Dwight Howard. That's definitely Superman on the court.
Yeah.
You know what though? It may be because you were talking about his hair last time, so maybe it is his hair. That's
Hey,
making
you know
him
what?
play
It could
so
be
good.
because I'll tell you what. I can say what he wants when I see him on TV, but when he's literally putting his hand on my shoulder to walk behind me, and all 19 feet of him,
Yeah,
I can't see his hair, so it doesn't actually matter. Let me give you some ups and downs for the rest of the South Bay, and we'll move on. Reggie Hearn, average game. Travis Ware, complete epic failure. Costas Antetokounmpo, quiet 21 points.
Quiet 21 points and 10 rebounds. Really
Andre
quiet.
Ingram, you know, it's hard to talk bad about Dre.
Fan favorite.
It's hard to talk bad about Dre, but I'm going to do it anyway. It may be past your time.
He just wasn't involved in the offense. I really think what I saw last night, and I think what solidifies this is probably what really went down. Even though it's the first game for South Bay, what this was Kurt Rambis evaluating the talent of Norvell, Tucker, and others, because he was there the whole game, standing and watching and noting and taking notes. He was definitely working.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, he was not there to shake hands. He was courteous, but he wasn't there for that. He was there watching, and it shows because he called up Horton Tucker today. Well, he didn't, but his scouting, called up. So he was there working, looking at that. So I feel as though, especially that starting lineup that went in, I feel as though that was a directive from Lakers above more than that was a Kobe Carl decision. I don't know, I'm guessing. But I think that was more, this is who we want to see out there. Unfortunately, they know what they've got from Travis Ware. They know what they got from Brandon Ingram. So they really seem to put those guys in as...
Why is even there? David Ware had been pushed the whole offseason.
I heard
his
that, but-
twin brother. So I spent the whole first three quarters not convinced if it actually was David or not. I mean, they look exactly the same.
Until David walked in.
Yeah, and then David walked in third quarter. I'm like, okay, now I know. David Stockton, the Stingray story, which is going to be featured on the Profanity Nation Instagram. David Stockton went to the company beach party in Hermosa Beach.
Well, okay, let's do a little backstory here. So David Stockton was getting... fan support, we'll say, from Benji all night. Benji wanted to see David Stockton out there playing.
Did I?
And unbeknownst to us, and we didn't know that Stockton wasn't available to play.
Yeah,
but
it says on your sheet, what does it say? Not available because of what? On the bottom. On the very bottom.
Is it questionable?
As opposed to the top.
we'll say
Left foot laceration.
Okay, left foot laceration. So we did know that this was a situation, and
It's opening night.
Yeah,
It's John Stockton's son.
So after hearing Benji screaming for Stockton to come in and play, David actually took it upon himself at the end of the game and came up. And you can go ahead and finish in the story now.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what he told you.
Came in and said, I got stung by a stingray at the company picnic in Hermosa Beach,
And can't play.
and I can't play for a day. To where I walked down the sideline in disbelief because it was the end of the game, and I really feel like I got robbed because I didn't get to see Stockton play. And I
Good thing
walk
you were
down and I
season
run
ticket
into
holder.
Mike Trudell, and I'm like, "Are you serious? A stingray?" And Mike Trudell tells me the whole story. We'll play it for you.
He got bit by a stingray. Literally 2 days
On
he didn't
TV
do that,
today?
he didn't play.
You can see it on the Instagram. It's hilarious, and this is just this culture and this vibe that wasn't there last year. I don't know if it's been there since Dr. Buss passed. God rest Dr. Buss. But there's something in that building. There's a championship vibe now, and I really want that to wear off on the South Bay Lakers.
So you know what? Maybe they're just going with the same pattern as what the LA Lakers are doing. Maybe they'll do 7 in a row.
So they just drop a couple and then
Yeah,
they go on a run.
maybe. Hey, let's just mirror the same
we can-
thing.
we can
Okay, well,
You
if I can see that sheet for a moment, I believe there was a couple other players out. There was another player who didn't play, and his name is Jordan Caroline, and I think he is actually 6'7", 235. So we're missing an able body in there.
Yeah.
So and Kostas looks a little bit skinny.
Yeah,
A little bit light.
but he'll get
To bang
there
as a center.
He'll get
Yeah.
there.
So I'm really
Well,
interested.
they actually do have him listed as the center now.
I got to bring this up now. Assistant coaches Brian Walsh, Sean Nolan, Dane Johnson, and Ernest Scott. We got to see all them in action. Of course, Misha. You guys haven't met Misha yet, but we're going to hang out with Misha soon. And let's talk about Kobe Carl just for a moment. I need to ask you guys if anybody, and this is really important to me, and fans call the fan line, 1-877-311-FANS. Call the fan line. Has Kobe Carl reached the end of the road? Does anybody see a discernible coaching style, or does this seem like just a really long pickup game?
Kobe?
This is his call. It's his assistant coach's job to do his fine tuning, which is no problem.
Right.
But the master planning here is by the head coach. Am I right?
I don't think it is. I think that's the problem. I think that's the misconception that you have. I do believe that in this situation, different than the Lakers situation. Oh, by the way, Vogel was there last night too. So
That's another thing. The head coach of the LA Lakers shows up.
and sat next to George Karl and talked coach talk with George Karl, sitting right there. And George, of course, is there to watch his son Kobe coach the team. But I believe that for the Lakers, such as Vogel, you do believe Vogel has the authority to coach the way he's supposed to coach. Rob's probably not poking in too much. Shouldn't be, right? Shouldn't be. I don't believe that's the same with Kobe. I believe with Kobe, he's constantly being told, we want to see this guy, so play these guys. We need to see what this guy can do in a power forward position. Can you stick him over there? And so he doesn't have as much full control to do everything and anything as he would probably see fit.
But
At least maybe not now. Maybe
if they're
further in the
isolating
season.
players, like you said, wouldn't we seen him in isolated in the post, isolated on wraparounds, isolated on 3 points, isolated on bringing the ball down? Then I would see, okay, you're getting metrics on the guy. But what I see is just a bunch of passing, and I imagine there's got to be some semblance to this.
But you know what?
Am I wrong? I can be wrong.
Well, what I wonder though, is when I look at the Lakers, and one of my biggest complaints in the beginning of the year is that I don't see a whole lot of cohesiveness as far as posting up and things that you're talking about. Everything's a lot of passing there too. So maybe they're trying to mirror the offense of the Lakers to the South Bay Lakers.
I would have no doubt they've done that almost every season prior.
No, that's not the case, actually. At least that's what I've been told. While we were at a function, Joey Buss was there, and
That's right.
I actually asked him in a casual environment, and I said, does South Bay generally mirror and prepare the players for plug and play into the Lakers offense? And he actually said, no, not necessarily. He said maybe in some small cases, but no, they don't run the same plays. They don't run the same offenses. They don't have the same talent. They just can't do those same things. So I think, and I don't really think the coaches and Rob Pelinka and the scouts need that. They can see what a guy does in that environment and then picture what he would do in this environment, and that's their skill. That's why they do what they do.
Yeah.
So seeing him play in a specific game.
So how does one coach a G League team to a title?